just a beautiful day. Looking forward to it. We've got some slogging to do. Jim and I are just debating whether or not we should put our dry suits on. We want to drag and like possibly fall up to our chests, you know, and we're not sure we want to actually like officially swim up the rapids. Oh, but I just don't want to do it. But what a beautiful day. This morning I am having a Mountain House granola and blueberry. What is this? Granola, half cup of cold water. I feel like these ones are a little swindly because it's just like, isn't granola already bone dry? Like, how do you freeze dry bone dry bones, right? Bacon. Woo! They last for a long, long time. So eat them cold, eat them hot. Whatever you fancy. So my cook's little Uberleben cooksaw. It's super, like, I like this one with the holes because it's like more of a cup, whereas the one with the thing here, it's a little bit like weird. Your kind of wrist is like this and you're sort of, but this one is like great. And yeah, it's a good bowl as well, so pretty good. Look at all those fresh berries in there. Well, not fresh, but I suppose they were frozen fresh. So this is a win for me.
This is homemade whey protein powder. It tastes absolutely delicious. I'm just gonna add a scoop of that to my oatmeal every morning. Look, the mosquitoes even like my oatmeal.
This is really good.
Second course, machine gun bullets. Just kidding. I don't usually eat machine gun bullets for breakfast. Usually that's for lunch. Bacon. Huh? Hammer time. So first thing that we got to do is we got to head upriver back to that rapid last night where I caught a pike. We got to go up there. Then because I flew the drone here this morning, I could tell that there's another incredibly long rapid, and then after that looks pretty good, but the long rapid is going to be more challenging than anything we faced so far. So we're going to have to maybe each go two men at a time, and try to wade the boat up. The current's really powerful. It's all going to depend on how deep it is. There's nowhere to walk on shore because the high waters push the river right into the bushes. So it's going to be tough. I just went to pick up my food barrel and the handle snapped off of it, which sucks a lot. It is really fully loaded, but that shouldn't be happening.
So many bugs, but I feel like maybe it's really early in the season here and they're kind of a little listless, sort of like a new vampire that hasn't learned how to feed properly yet. And when they start, you know, coming into their own, I think they're all just gonna increase in the bitey factor tenfold. The pilot told us that we're just starting to get into the horrible bug time of year, so we will see. Oh no! I've put it on backwards. This is the ass. How does that happen? I guess the legs are twisted the wrong way.
The feet on backwards?
I think maybe, dude.
Oh no.
This is the right way to put it on. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just spin around.
Oh yeah!
Yeah! I guess they just spin around. You just got to put it on right. So that was a little. I put my dry suit on backwards for the first time ever, and then I started getting worried that because it's brand new that the socks had been stitched on backwards. A little bit of a moment of panic, but it was averted. Oh, it would have been all right somehow. Would have been hilarious. Would have rolled out here crisscross. The Daddy Mac can make you. So it actually got pretty cold last night.
Bye, campsite day number 1. 3.5 hours to break camp. Not my most proud record, but that's okay.
turned out to be a pretty nice campsite.
Like, how cold do you think it was? Like 1 degree?
Maybe not 1, but maybe like 5 Celsius last night. So yeah, it got quite cold. My face was like freezing. I didn't bring my my toque, or as Americans would call it, a beanie. Normally I do. I probably wouldn't have used it anyway, but it's just nice to have when you're sleeping when it gets cold like that. And the average temperature as we get closer to Hudson Bay is actually much colder. So, you know, I mean, there's polar bears there, right? So.
It's like the water's come up.
You think so?
I don't know.
Kind of looks that way, doesn't it? We're at our first obstruction here already. I feel like the right side might be easier to walk up because there's less overhanging.
Yeah, I was thinking like the inside and just go under that overhanging thing because there's less current and it's shallower.
Try to wedge myself there for a brief second.
Try to keep the bow angled into shore. Going pretty well, eh?
Yeah. Well, that was pretty easy.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. So this next one, I'm gonna flip my boat around because I'm just too bow heavy when my weight's out of it, and that current just want to take my bow and flip it. And this one is like 4 times the length and twice as raging, so it's risky even attempting this.
Got a long rapid to go up here, but it looks like it might be shallow enough to go up, which is great. And having this higher water right now might really mean that we're able to track up these rapids that otherwise you would have to portage because it would be too shallow. Dude, it looks like we'll be able to track it.
Yeah.
Walleye. Nice walleye. It's good eating size, but I think maybe I'll let her go because we got a lot of portaging to do today.
That's what we gotta go up. Just scouting this out. It looks really fast but shallow enough that we could get a good footing. And fortunately there's like an animal trail here I'm following. But I'm just gonna check around the corner and see if we can actually wade, or if it gets super deep we're gonna have to basically portage through the bush here, which will be pretty challenging. If we could cut off this bush, it would be easier to come up this side. Really deep here.
It looks shallow at the start, but Jim's up there and he says it gets a lot deeper. I think I'm gonna try to track up it, at least at the start. If things get tough, I'll veer off into the shrubbery.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah!
All right.
Yeah, dude, the high water is just great right now.
And how much easier is it tracking with trim stern heavy?
Yeah, absolutely.
So much better.
Good call on that. That went pretty smooth. So the high water is really saving our butts here. If that was low, that would have been quite a slog portage through this swampy alders.
Nice. Tough to dodge the rocks, eh? Oh man, double blade is really paying off.
There when it got shallow.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really like dig in.
Yeah, I smacked a couple rocks pretty hard.
Same.
Look what we have here.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can wade up this, dude.
Not sure how it's gonna be around the corner.
No, but maybe if it's bad, we can just haul into the woods and start portaging, you know?
Right. We've got the most substantial up river rapid that we've seen yet, but it looks like we'll be able to wade up it. I mean, it looks shallow enough with just enough water to get up, although it looks pretty rocky.
Super shallow and bouldery. We're gonna have to kind of like almost drag up over sections, and then we don't know what's around the next corner. There's a lot of places where you can pin your ankle. A lot of sketchy crevices to get your foot and your ankle stuck in. I actually got mine stuck in one. I don't know how it got in there because I could barely get it out. So if you were to fall, you might not be able to get up if your ankle's stuck like that, or you could break an ankle too. So we're not pushing it, but we're also not taking our sweet ass time. That's a lie. Ted took a break. He's lying down on a boulder.
A little later in the season, this rapid would be definitely not navigable to walk up like that. That worked out great. This high water is just working out amazing for us. As you can see here, there's a beaver dam. So like in two weeks, you know, a month for sure, that is just absolute boulder fields. You can track up it. So that's really working out for us right now. It's kind of fun walking up. You know, walking like that, you're sort of able to do it because you're leaning on your canoe. Your canoe acts as a balancing mechanism, like a cane. Walking up it without your canoe is actually harder in the sense, you know, I mean, you're not dragging it up, but it's harder to not fall. Whew! It was interesting, but not too hard. It's great. Being able to track up these rapids is really making things a lot more pleasurable than trying to hack it through this swampy bush. It is a scorcher today. Just a beautiful freaking day. Man, what a blessing if this keeps up. Really like 300 meters into Lake LeClaire.
Yeah. Well, oh, that little piss creek?
Yeah.
That would be sweet if we could just drag up that.
Yeah, no, it's
And then just all we have is the height of land portage, and we just drag up.
Chiyupka Lake. Yeah, the piss stream. If we can navigate up that piss stream.
Yeah, we could probably just drag it in that way.
Right. Just changing over my maps. We're off the first map and onto the second. And with this high water, we're starting to think like a lot of the things that we thought were portages coming up might not even be.
Oh, but I already got a blister somehow, because...
Right in your thumb here?
Yeah, like the top.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm getting it.
Yeah. It looks like the outflow is over there, right, Ted? It doesn't look like much from here.
Really huge bald eagles. And there's another one soaring up above, not too far away. Very likely a nesting pair. Just absolutely magnificent birds. They make the largest nest out of any bird, if I'm correct, and can weigh up to a ton, apparently, which is just mind-boggling. It's amazing that birds in general, how good their nests are and how they don't blow away in the wind and everything. It's really nice to see the bald eagles reclaiming territory and spreading out further and further, seeing more and more and more of them over the years. Ever since they banned DDT and they put them on the endangered species list, and so protected habitat. I think they took them off the endangered species list recently, which is, you know, a good success story. It's not good in that, you know, a lot of their habitat isn't as protected anymore when they do that, but the key thing is that they banned DDT. And the DDT was making their eggshells soft, and so the hatchlings wouldn't survive. The eggs would break before the eggs would hatch, and that was happening with lots of birds of prey. Peregrine falcons were another one that almost went extinct because of that. So luckily we caught it on time and they protected it, and they're making an excellent comeback. Some pretty flowers, really nice. Pull over here to bar up. Right now I'm eating fruit to go mango. Yum. And then I have wild berry. Looks like blueberries and raspberries. Yum. Then I got Cliff Bar. Pretty gross. And some trail mix. Cashews, peanuts, M&Ms, raisins, almonds. Pretty good.
This is all I've eaten today since breakfast. Some of my homemade pemmican. Pemmican is dried, pulverized bison meat, berries, and tallow, or any animal fat rendered. Voyageurs on average would eat about 1.5 pounds of this per day. It's like a portage.
Yeah, baby, walleye. Yeah.
There we go, decent one, eh?
Beauty. A lot of small pike in here.
That was crazy. Little pike. The bald eagle led us to the fishing hole, Ted, and the map. Whoa! So many little pike in here. I think we're not deep enough. That could be a keeper. Have a look. It was going well. I was about to get it out, and then it flipped when I wasn't ready. Doesn't look too bad though.
This looks pretty bad. I'm just gonna scout it out a bit, but I don't want to drag over these rocks. This side actually looks pretty deep. It's too bad we've got a few more like this from the connecting lakes. Maybe we were starting to get ahead of ourselves, thinking, oh geez, yeah, like all these things are gonna be like this, but maybe they're not. We're gonna have to portage them all. It's gonna add a significant amount of time not being able to drag up. But we were kind of expecting that, not to make 30 kilometers a day going up here. But we haven't exactly been really pushing it hard today. And hopefully we can just make it up on the lakes. Get maybe even a bit ahead would be ideal. Frogs! Portage.
Really? Well, I have it marked as a portage on my map.
It just branches and forks out everywhere and just alders and pretty bad.
Ted just came back from scouting and has come back to report that this is a portage. Probably have another one right after this, but yeah, no time like the present, I guess. More. No more. Oh my God. Drop this thing. It's got expensive stuff in it. All right. That last part's a doozy, eh? Just gonna clean up this fish here real quick. Couple nice fillets there. Oh, leg fell down a huge hole. That's crazy. We want to keep going, but it is about 5 minutes to 7. So because we want to get onto an earlier schedule, we should probably make camp here. Ted's actually just scouting out a spot right now.
Nice flowers. It's like pitted. It's nice and dry, but it's like sometimes it must be like filled with water is how it seems.
Yeah, so maybe we'll try further down the lake.
We were starting to get kind of cocky, being like, oh yeah, we're just gonna be wading up all these no problem high water. Well, not this one. We're going to look for a campsite. We're supposed to average about 30 kilometers a day. And of course, going upriver, you can't really expect to do that. So we just hope to be able to make up the time on the days ahead. But we don't want to get too lackadaisical. Today I think we could have made it, an extra 5K or something if we were going harder, but I think it's all right. The banks here are actually dry and they look pretty good, but when you get up there, they're like really, really up and down. Not really anywhere to lie flat, which is a concern. So we're moving on. We were hoping we could have just set up there. It is just a beautiful evening. It's just that warm summer breeze just blowing across the lake. Just carrying the smell of the forest. Oh, it smells so nice. What do you think? Are we going to be able to wade up it? Sounding more shallow now.
I don't know. It sounds like there's a good amount of water coming through it though. Like the other one was more like.
Well, the other lake is
like a little lower than
this lake is much bigger, right? Like this is a Pune lake.
Yeah. Something tells me these geese don't want us here. The portage trail is guarded by some irate geese just to make things all the more challenging.
They have little goslings that are very cute, and one of them, the male, just flew back there and is squawking. He wants us to follow him. He's sacrificing himself, and the mom is over here protecting the goslings. Very cute. They're much more stressed out than, say, a city goose would be. She blocked them all with her body, and they hid behind her and got all low and then sent them up on shore to hide. But don't worry, Mommy. We won't eat your babies.
Look up there, Ted.
Looks like hell. Just like water running through the woods. Just thick alders. I think the other side is the way to go.
Looks like we have another semi-subterranean side slaw here on this side, so say that 3 times fast. We tried the other side, we just didn't want to bother those geese too much, but you know, it looks like yeah, we got to survive out here too. It's getting late in the day. We're hoping not to have to do a horrific bushwhack portage as it's getting dark, but nowhere else to camp around here. It's just a bog or big hills.
It looks like you can get to some better ground here on the left. Okay. Here, you can go past.
Thank you. That was challenging. Man. There's branches broken off here. Animals maybe? Here's this lake. This lake looks gorgeous, Ted. I guess it wasn't, it was short, right? It's just a bushwhack, but it's short, so can't complain too much, I guess. Could just be an animal trail or a portage trail that then the animals follow. Because the animals will walk along the ice in winter and then avoid the creek. But see here, that's snapped off. That's snapped off. That's snapped off. Could be just a moose or something walking through here, but almost looks like a sign of people. Oh, it looks like an old trail. The branch is off that way though. Oh look, Ted! There's a side slough, you could paddle right up to here. We bushwhacked through all of that. But if I just got through there, I could have avoided all of this. I'm gonna go drag my boat to here. Haha, an old trail. I think this is the Cree here. As we get further north, it'll be traditional Dene territory. So who knows why they would have traveled this route, or it's probably used by Dene people as well, and Cree hunting grounds, maybe trading, all of the above. Of course, not too many people, not like a ton of people were around back then in comparison, but there could have been more canoe parties passing through this specific area back in the day. And it's amazing that some of these trails are here. They were probably used seasonal migrations. People were migratory back then, and you can still see the remnants of that trail, which is cool. It's probably been kept beaten down a little bit by animals too over the years, but pretty neat. And obviously they're a lot smarter than me and Ted, because they jumped right into this side slaw, cut off all the alder bushes, shorter portage, hard ground the whole way. Obviously we're just better than me. I'm not scared to admit it.
I could have avoided a bunch of that mess. Really upsetting because I couldn't carry the canoe there. It was too much overgrowth and too dangerous and rocks. So I had to drag it, and I didn't want to. And this is just, you could carry it or drag it, wouldn't matter. It's all just moss. And now Jim paddled his gear over to this spot, and I can't because I've already taken the canoe. Yay. Oh well. At least we found it now.
Oh my God.
Wish we had found that trail a little sooner. Made things way easier.
That trip was way easier than my first trip, so I make sure to always keep my eyes peeled for stuff like that. I think I would have figured that out already, but sometimes you miss things. There's no guidebook. There's nothing to give you any details about stuff like that. So you just got to, you know, use your wherewithal as best you can.
Hopefully we can find a campsite here. We're not done the portaging yet. Tomorrow we have the biggest one yet. Rockier shores here, which is a welcome sight because it's just been really boggy. Hopefully we can find a campsite over on these. So I think that we're gonna camp right there.
All right, Ted spies a campsite.
I mean, I don't see anything better.
And by campsite, I mean a place to camp. There's no campsite.
It's like right over there. I know we're not supposed to go this way, but
Well, we're kind of supposed to be staying left, yeah?
supposed to go that way.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like we're supposed to hug. Yeah, we're supposed to hug that shore on the left there.
What?
We're supposed to hug the shore on the left there. This is that big bay.
No, we're supposed to hug that shore.
The portage is on the bay on the left. See how there's a fork? It's on the bay on the left. Right?
Yeah, but we just came through this tiny creek, and then we got to paddle, go directly to the right. Right?
This is what I was saying. Right now we're facing into there.
No, that's this. See how there's like a little fork down in here?
Yeah.
I think that's this, and then that is that. That's the big one, and then that way.
So if we paddle, oh, okay,
So
okay.
we came out of here.
So
we
this,
need to hang like a.
so this is the big bay, and then this is the little bay
This
here.
is the little fork bay.
Yeah. So we're
This is
supposed.
the big bay. And
So
we
we're
go
supposed to hug the shore there on the left.
straight
Yeah,
right
you're right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks pretty good, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't look good.
I mean, it
There's
looks
nowhere
better.
flat.
Looks better than anything I've seen in a while. You know. I feel like right straight up there, there's something flat enough.
Yeah, it looks like it flattens out right up there. Actually, pretty good.
We could get out there. I don't know where the best place to take out is. That's the problem. Looks like we got a thunderstorm rolling in on us. This hot weather can bring some powerful storms. See lightning and hear the thunder periodically coming, so it'll probably be on us pretty soon. We don't have a tent or a tarp or anything up, so we better get moving. It was like pretty tough to find a tent spot, but there's all these cranberries here. And there's actually the odd cranberry on here still, right here. And they're actually pretty good. But because of that, there's also a bear trail here.
Big old black bear. The only other place to get the boat out is so far from camp, and so I gotta portage all my stuff side hilling from slippery moss to get to camp. I think we're gonna have to settle for something less than perfectly flat here. Nothing worse than sleeping all night with a stump jamming you in the spine though. Yo, these cranberries are good, eh?
So, a little small. Here.
I think we could fit it in here.
Lie down on there.
Well, usually moss is really moist, right?
Yeah.
Like usually they say you shouldn't put your tent on moss.
Right.
I like it. I think we do it. That's a pretty good thing to film, you know?
So just, I guess I wasn't thinking. So I discovered that somehow, by fluke chance, one of my air pockets in my canoe has water in it. So it is actually leaking, and that's pretty concerning. A, because it floats the canoe. It's not leaking fast enough that it wouldn't float, but that sloshing around weight will be very dangerous in a rapid. That'll dump me. Oh my goodness. This is a serious lightning storm coming here. So I would normally patch it tonight, but with this thunderstorm coming, I think it's probably best to wait till the morning.
That is dumping rain over there and it's blowing this way.
Yeah, it's coming. So anyway, behind me is quite the thunderstorm. Here comes the wind. Oh, it's already started on the lake. Hear it?
Yeah. tie it off to there.
Whoa, dude. Pink lightning. Like, look at this. Because the bigger tarp would be even more of a sail. Look at us, eh? Just out here Lieutenant Dan style. Good thing we're flying out right now. Pretty wild.
See these kind of white-ish patches? That kind of tells me that it's not that thick and like maybe the bulk of it will blow over.
Sounds like a bunch of it has already passed.
Yeah, I don't think we got the brunt of it.
The main lightning is over there now and thunder's over there.
See if we can get a fire going in this soaked conditions. I'm sure we can.
Are you done with that saw?
Yeah.
It's really slippery in your hands.
Zero.
Yeah. So one little tip that helps, a bit of a cheat, is if you have garbage left over from the day from all your little wrappers, even when they're soaked, they'll take a flame pretty good. So use what you can. I did manage to find some dry tinder by just going to like really the most covered areas and the low-hanging branches. So if you see how gray and dry that is compared to say the same stuff taken from a not dry area, just soaked, right? Everything's soaked in there, but I found some dry-ish.
Nice.
What a mission. Rice and chicken, macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Oh, that looks pretty good, eh? Good. Feeling a little sore this morning, actually. A little tired. Got to bed so late last night. You guys to camp late, so we didn't get to bed till like 1. And now it's like 7, so you know, could probably sleep for another 3 hours, but that's all right. I'm gonna get up and just start giving her. Good morning, Ted. Today we got across the height of land. It divides the waters from Lake Winnipeg and the Seal River. Once we're past that, it's gonna be downriver all the way. Good coffee, lots of creamer.
Last night I discovered the air pocket on my canoe has water in it. I'm trying to find where the leak is, but I can't find it. Here's the air pocket here. This is so that your canoe floats if you tip, and there's water has gone into there. There is water in here, so I was hoping I'd see where it was coming out, and I'm not. Really hope it's not coming from the outside of the canoe. I want to come prepared and bring a little of canoe repair if possible, because things like this could happen, right? So it's just part of when you're out here, you got to be self-reliant. The leak is actually on the outside of the canoe.
Right along here. From here to here.
It must have been a defect. So things happen, you know, these canoes are tough. Jim's got several of them and he smashed them into boulders. I mean, they whipped them off a building when they made them, and nothing like this has happened. So just kind of a fluke thing. That's what I'm gonna use to fix this.
Just trying to drain the water out of the air pocket. Okay. Well, Ted's patching the canoe. I'm going to take a couple minutes to call my wife Tori on the sat phone. Great thing to have out here. You can rent one from the satellite phone store. Nice to be able to do to just stay in touch with the family and that. Tori's pregnant while I'm heading into polar bear country. If you remember on Baffin Island, it was the same thing. Seems to be a a theme, but I just want to let her know I'm okay. Hey hun, it's me. Everything is going well. We were actually able to get out in one trip. Just taking a minute. Ted's got a crack in his canoe, if you can believe it, but so there's a slow leak in the air pocket, but we're just patching that. Should be fine. Yeah, things are going okay. So I just wanted to call and say I love you and give Wesley Boops a kiss right on his nose for me.
So my main concern with this is, will it properly adhere to these materials? Really trying to jam it in the crack. Part of me was like, maybe I should chisel off this skid plate here, but I don't want to make things worse. Ready to go, but the epoxy is still a little soft. I'm a little nervous about just throwing it in the water. It's probably fine. It just takes a little longer to set. It does say that it will cure underwater. It's marine epoxy.
Well, Ted's launching his boat. The JB weld he put on there, still a little tacky, not ideal, but at the same time it's already 11:30. We were supposed to be on the water 2.5 hours ago, and that 2.5 hours makes a big difference when you're pushing in the evening trying to get to camp. So I think we're just going to risk it and go, and then hopefully all works out. Using a deep diving minnow lure right now. Something a little different. I've never tried it out before. One of the good things about some divers is that they float, so you can paddle, it goes deep, and then when you stop, it'll float up to the top, you don't get snagged.
Yeah. On the water. My goodness. Almost wonder if just using the silicone would have been better, because it's not such a structural issue. Silicone, just fill that little gap, flexible, won't leak. Would have actually been a good solution. So I still have some of that. So I mean, I could always do that.
Wind's kind of coming in gusts. It gets bad, then it dies down a bit.
Oh no, there's some gusting.
Got a fish on. What is it? What will it be? Is it a Waldo? Tell me Waldo's here. Feels like a wally. Oh, another small pike. Little bitty pike. Whoa, a lot of pep in that sucker.
I can smell it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's got quite the sniffer. You could smell that pike. It's right downwind of it. I was hoping maybe it was a small walleye, but it didn't really seem to fight much until I got it in the boat and it started going bananas. There's a campsite.
Oh, there's just a flat tent spot right there.
Yeah, a little bit easier to get to. One thing about our site though is that some pretty nice views of the lake.
A good view of watching the thunderstorm come across.
That's one thing when you're just like in a wilderness area, there's no campsites marked on your map. So sometimes you end up in a crappy spot because it's late and you just want somewhere and you don't know if around the next corner is a bog or a beautiful site.
In the end, the squishing down into that moss was pretty nice. Right, but you see how the other one just has a stream that comes from nothing?
Right.
I feel like that kind of indicates it might be marshy there.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Get out of here. So this is this lake is 1, 2, 3, about 4.5, 5 kilometers long, and it's just an unnamed lake. Just absolutely beautiful. Not a single cabin, sign of a single person around. You know, go a little further back towards development and there'd just be cabins and cottages and houses just lining every inch of it. So sometimes, you know, we get out to these remote places, but sometimes it's important to enjoy the moment and just realize how like special this actually is. To be able to just be in a place that's just so untouched and wild and free still. It's just something that's becoming less and less a reality in the world. And here Jim and I are just paddling out here of our own muscle across this wild lake. And yeah, it's just so beautiful. Just us and the water and the sky, the trees and the animals. And this lake is tiny in comparison to the other ones we're headed through. Kind of cool to appreciate what this is. So we're approaching the portage and we were debating which side to start from, and it looks really boggy.
This portage is pretty freaking long, over a kilometer, and then with no trail, all the zigzagging is going to be a lot. But maybe there's some sort of a semblance of the trail here.
I'm thinking maybe we start on the left. Just coming over here to just check the creek, just in case. So this is the creek mouth. I'd say that that's not a route to go. This looks like a no.
Oh yeah? This is it?
Yeah.
This is nothing. Maybe I'm gonna take a compass bearing here.
Right.
We're about right there, just to the left of the creek mouth. And I'm aiming for the small pond. That's challenging because the pond's so small. But the way you do it is you line your base plate up between point A and point B. So you line the side of your compass up between A and B. Then you line up the lines that you see here within the compass housing so that they line up with the north and south grid lines on your topographic map. Which, there we go. What's the declination you got there?
4 degrees, 32 minutes.
Yeah, so not a big declination here. I mean, because we're not too far from the longitudinal center. So I'm just going to adjust this dial. Each little indicator there is 2 degrees. So 1, 3, 4. After I took my declination, rotate until the red north needle sits inside the red needle box that's inside the compass housing. There, and as soon as that sits like this, the compass directly points in the way you're going.
While Jim's doing that, I'm also gonna put it into my GPS. It's a little backup, but honestly, these are annoying in the woods. They spin around, and you know, you sometimes they're not accurate, and the compass is actually better, so it's good backup. But you know, why not? They also break. I've had it break. So now I got this and that, and Jim's got one. And the portage isn't even long, so I think we'll be covered. Let the suffering begin! Woo! Sufferfest extraordinaire. The squeaks are coming out, and I also noticed, squeaks by the way are mosquitoes, I have also noticed there is a fresh hatch of black flies. Yay! Can we get a round of applause for the fresh hatch of black flies? Welcome into the world. Welcome black flies, welcome. Their larvae feed the fish, which we need to eat, and they keep everyone at bay. No one wants to come here, so we have this all to ourselves, because if they do come here, they get absolutely annihilated by bugs, and they're like, this isn't fun at all. So we, you know, just pretend that that's not a problem, sometimes have a little meltdown and then get back to it. But you know, I like to think of the mosquitoes and the black flies and the horse flies as the guardians of the north, right? Guarding the wilderness. So good for them. Oh geez, good thing to apply this right before the walk here. Oh, it looks like I sprayed some bug spray on my sunnies. Wonderful.
On this trip.
Oh. Maybe I should bring one. You have a free hand?
Usually I wouldn't tie this on a dead branch.
My GPS says this way. I mean, the creek is there, but I don't want to get too close to it.
I'm going this way.
Yeah. See how the GPS kind of doesn't get the best signal. It's where you're pointing. It looks like you're pointing off your bearing and you're going the wrong direction. But when you look at the compass, it shows that we're going exactly where we're walking. So honestly, the compass is less finicky. I find that GPS through the bush, you'll get there as long as it doesn't break. Sometimes take you a little, you'll walk around and be like, oh, it's that way, and then it'll correct, and so you can walk out of your way a bit. But the compass, you have to make sure to stay on your line. If you have to walk around something, you count your paces out that side and count them back, because it won't just keep finding where you are every time unless you take a new reading. So there's pros and cons to both. Jim's flagging, which is awesome, and he's using the orange flagging tape, so it's like I can literally see 3 of his flags from here. What an excellent service he's providing. It's just getting worse, eh?
Pretty much.
Oh my god, dude, this bog. So hard. Damn it. Oh, and it's just so ripping hot. Swear this food barrel is probably like 70, 80 pounds, but walking through this feels like it's like 400.
So, this is the crap they were going through right now. Yeah, we're just going through muskeg swamp right now, and so every step you take, you sink in, and then all the extra work to pull it out, it's like literally every step is at least twice as hard.
Jim, our friend.
Oh, the black flies are here. Swarms of black flies.
Yeah, it's actually quite beautiful. It's just really miserable to walk through. Tweaked my knee a bit, like under, I don't know if you've ever had under your kneecap pain. So that's what it is. Under my kneecap is really burning and really sore. And so I figured, you know, I better just take one and leapfrog them. It is what it is. Yeah, it's actually really starting to hurt. Can't wait to get to the lake. I didn't bring a water bottle. It's because I didn't want to carry it like an idiot. Neither of us did. But I brought my filter for when I got there, but I really could use some water now. I'm gonna try to cheat it a bit, see if we can watch the flags from the other side. Fortunately, the flags are getting away from me now. Damn. Back into the muskeg we go. Maybe if I had brought some anabolic steroids with me, but they probably wouldn't be working yet either. So. But Yeah, it's exhausting walking through this. It feels like you're walking through suction cup, like foot deep snow kind of thing. And then with the weight, it just amplifies. Just go right there.
So how much further is that?
That's I don't know,
300
meters.
200 meters. No,
339.
takes longer to flag, but then your next trips, you know, it's hard to carry a canoe and a compass, and you know the flags might be there in case anybody else wants to do this route in the future. Delicious Labrador tea everywhere. Smells phenomenal. Wish I'd brought some water though. This muskeg is killing me. It's almost pulling my foot off every time, and it's pulled my neoprene sock down around my foot. But let me tell you, this ground walking in it is horrible. I see it. Oh, it's just a tiny pond. Oh, but it's there. Oh, thank God. Oh, it's more gorgeous than I'd ever imagined. Whew. And taking some dry suit bottoms off. Man, that was a bad idea. The first trip's always the worst because you like don't know where the end is and you're like, will it ever get here, you know? So that is a heavy bag. That food barrel I have is probably like 75 pounds. But yeah, even though the next trips are going to be challenging, now that the trail's marked, it's just gonna mentally seem easier because you know, we've already done it once. So that thought, maybe I'm going the wrong way and there is no lake back here, doesn't creep into your mind. But I always tell myself, sometimes you say, I don't have to make it the whole way. I don't have to make it, you know, whatever this was, 1,100 meters. I just have to make it 300 meters or 200 meters. And then you take a break. Then you go, okay, all I have to do is make it 200 meters. Man, just having that attitude makes a huge difference.
Oh, thank God. It's like walking through like 2 feet of snow without snowshoes, but it suction cups your feet.
Yep.
Oh my God. Thank God.
How beautiful of a sight is this?
Yeah.
Woo. A few bugs around, Ted.
Oh, dude.
You know what I think, dude? I think there isn't really a stream, and I think this lake just trickles out both ways. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think this lake is right on the height of land, and it's spring fed, and there's just a muskeg steady flow that way and this way, you know?
Like that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah! Look at how mad you are. Oh, I love you, Ted.
So mad.
You're the best, dude. Brown.
I'm gonna carry this electronics bag and that camera case. I'm gonna leave this rope bag in the canoe for last.
Beast mode. muskeg haven here, right?
You flagging it was just a miracle.
Yeah.
Just a miracle in the swamp.
Well,
miracle in the muskeg. At least it's not hammering rain, eh?
At least it's not hammering rain, eh? That's so true. Love that positivity.
It was much lighter than any of those bags I was carrying. As awkward as it is.
Break in the blazing sun.
Yeah, the sun is just killer. We're into the muskeggy section. I mean, it's all muskeggy, but this is where it gets really soupy.
Canoe seat, dude. I don't know if you just heard that there, but my canoe seat broke. Brand new seat getting up. Like, I guess I can try to splint it, but damn it, man. That's such a key, important thing. It's getting in the way of us making time here.
We're getting close, but like we still have to paddle across that little lake and do another portage today. And it's getting late. And we're both like, man, we're falling way behind here. So hopefully the next one, you know, goes a little quicker. I know it's shorter, but shorter doesn't always mean easier. Like, this isn't that long, but it's just through a swamp, so it's so hard. Onward. Beautiful day at the moment. It's lovely that the blackflies have joined me.
Yeah. That just took all day.
Yeah, let's get on the water.
All right.
There's a lot of squeedy buggies here. So me and Jim thought we were gonna have to do that alone, but luckily the black flies came out from their sleep and joined us.
Thank
goodness. Look, there's a dragonfly. Finally, I was wondering where these guys were. Oh, we're on the water. It feels so wonderful. Unfortunately though, we have a very short paddle, so we have to do another portage, but luckily this one will be much shorter. But I don't think it's going to be particularly much easier, in the sense that it's probably going to be boggy, muskeggy again. It's a welcome break. Thank God this lake is here. This would be just a never-ending, like, multi-day portage. Should have just asked them to put us in here. So this is the extreme headwater lake. This lake, there's a drainage that flows both ways out of it. What looks like maybe about 250 meters to make it to the next lake.
See the passage right there. This looks pretty good here, dude. Trees all along here.
just beyond those trees, maybe about 80 meters or something. After that, it's all downriver. No more upriver and doing this kind of crap. If there is a portage, it won't be like this. Pretty sure anyway. But the last 20 yards or so is gonna make us work for it.
Just when I thought I was home free, I realized there's some sort of muskeg weed bog, and I'm almost sinking in up to my knees. Look at this. Okay, one by one to the canoe, and then try to haul the canoe in this sort of, water from here flows into the Seal and flows into Hudson's Bay, 70 kilometers north of Churchill. All the water back that way flows into Winnipeg and eventually makes its way to Hudson Bay, I think through the Nelson, but characteristic of Haida land crossings, I guess. How you doing, Ted?
All right.
But there's the lake, isn't she beautiful? On a bald eagle. That is a good omen for sure.
So what I'm walking on right now, I think is the extreme. Well, we were debating whether it was that lake that flowed both ways, but I think this, what I'm walking on right now, is the extreme height of land. So water, if it rains here, it flows in two directions into two different watersheds. So it's pretty cool. It's quite an adventure to do that. A lot of people, you know, find a river and they kind of paddle it down to the finish, or, you know, on a lake or whatever, but they don't go upriver, cross over that height of land to where the river's flowing in a different direction. So it's kind of cool, and the landscape really changes as you do it, and you really see such different countryside and everything, and gives you a feeling how, you know, people used to have to travel at one time. It wasn't sort of just like plop in and paddle a fun river. Some of those, don't get me wrong, are quite hardcore, but you know, you really had to travel. These are the kind of things you had to do. So the First Nations and Indigenous people who were here first would have been doing this, and then the voyageurs, and just a whole other breed of individuals that were so self-reliant and so strong and in such good shape, tough as nails, such a good understanding of the land, how to survive on it, how to travel it, how to navigate it without all this modern gear and technology. And that's really impressive. So some places, in a way, have become more remote because no one's using the land the way they once did. Oh my God. I'm stuck in the muskeg. I can't get my foot out. Oh. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, that was horrible. It's impossible to get my foot out with all the weight on me.
That was some tough going.
We made it over the height of land. Yeah! All right, let's get out of here.
Lord, I had no idea it was going to be that hard, man. These last two portages didn't seem even remotely that hard from the map, hey? My God. Maybe I'm going to live. I think I will. Here I kind of do. That's nice, eh?
What, there's just something there?
Yeah. See to your right there? That looks flatter than here.
Yeah, over here, like you're saying?
Yeah.
So we just pulled over almost right away. We might lucked out. It's not great camping. So we're looking for one here. Looks pretty good.
What if we like whip this tree out of the way?
Yeah.
Could just be like about upload speed, you know?
It's fun.
Posting more than one.
A lot of you might be wondering, how do we keep our batteries charged? Well, this is it right here. We brought along this Jackery Explorer 1000, and as you can see, it is charging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batteries at the moment. We even hooked up the power bar. You can charge 2 quick charge USBs, a DC, car jack or cigarette lighter, whatever you want to call it, and then there's 3 AC plugs. It's got a 2000 watt surge and a 1000 watt output, so you can actually run a skillet off of it. Pretty freaking sweet, and it's absolutely silent. Makes no noise at all. Clean energy. We brought this fully charged up. But if you want, you can buy a Solar Saga panel from Jackery as well. They've got a 200 watt, they've got a 100 watt, they've got a 60 watt, and 2 100 watt Solar Saga panels will actually charge this unit up in 8 hours with good sunlight. So that's only 1 hour slower than using your wall jack at home, your AC jack. So pretty freaking great. I just brought it in here at the tent with us. So keeps it manageable, so in the middle of the night you can, like, battery finish charging, you can swap it out for a new one, you know, keep it out of the weather, of course, all that kind of stuff. So pretty sweet, and I mean, that's how we get it done. That's how we bring these productions to you out in the world.
Leave the camera on all night for this. Good morning. Already significantly less fat. Woke up at about 10 to 6, nodded off to sleep a bit, woke up. Just couldn't get up for the life of me. Tried to engage Ted, who was non-compliant. This morning, same usual. Take down the tent, boil some water, coffee, oatmeal or no meal, a little dried fruit, GTFOH. Light.
So, little flavor shot, but this one has the electrolytes. Bring the one with the electrolytes if you can. Oh my god, there's a lot of buggeroonies out. And I'm exhausted. Not really moving too quick. I have to put my wet neoprene socks on. Always a fun part of the day. You can't just like wear your dry shoes. Like we have a rapid today, but even if we didn't, like just getting in and out of the canoe, even if it rains, you just think that you'll be able to keep a dry pair of shoes dry and socks. You're like, we have nothing to do today, and like even if you do your due diligence, by the end of the day you'll just get a soaker. So it just makes sense to do this, and that's how you keep things dry out here. You just got to kind of put your wet stuff back on every day.
Cool.
Now the favorite part of the day, pushing the French press. Push it. Push it real good. Push it. Even sung along. This coffee is delicious.
So my canoe seat broke yesterday. It's just teetering by a thread before it breaks. So I'm gonna try to splint it. It's called the Boreal 21 by Agawa Canyon. Awesome little folding saw. People that have wooden canoe seats that are mad at me cutting down a wooden tree to fix my canoe seat, better check yourself. Where the seat goes. Dried mangoes. They're actually traditional food of the Idthan Aldeli Dene, who are indigenous to this area further north than here.
No, they're not. Dried mangoes. Look at all those berries in there. Like, that's pretty sweet. Got another buggy day. Yay! We were absolutely graced by a fresh hatch for the season of black flies yesterday. So it's been just absolute swarms of mosquitoes, but now we're also graced with the black flies. That really look like, I don't know, someone shot you like with a machine gun, BB gun kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good, pretty accurate.
Best sight yet. I think it's going to keep getting better and better and better as we go, and then on the seal it's going to be even better. So looking forward to that. I think there's going to be some really freaking beautiful sights where you're just like, I want to stay here for a month. We won't be able to cry our eyes out as we leave. Nervous though that it's gonna catch your feet when you're running rapids.
I don't think it will.
I think the zip ties just shouldn't have been used in the end because
Well, they're just faster, but like, yeah, they're weak, but you put like 2 together and then it's strong, and you put like 4 together.
Maybe. I think these ones are particularly weak though.
It's probably pretty good, eh? I just replaced it, but there's a knot that's hard to see right in the front of the seat. So that normally would probably be a reject, but somehow it just got mixed. So total fluke. But like after 5-6 years have gone by after complete neglect.
You step on it.
Yeah, standing on it. So anyways, yeah, that sucks. But I think this fix should be good.
What's in this lake? It's one of the cool things about paddling all these different lakes. We don't know what's here. We didn't even realize we're going to be getting into walleye. So today, what should I use? What should I use? It's so hard to know. Look at all of these. What do I use? I've got a couple Mepps Aglia longs, and they seem to stay underwater while you're paddling quickly. So I think that's what I'm going to try. I got a number 2. Maybe I'll throw in a number 3. If I catch a lake trout, I'll be like, there's lake trout in here, and then maybe we could think about getting a little deeper or a different spoon. These gloves are really hot. About 6 kilometers to paddle until our first rapid. You always have your net ready, which I do not. Got off. Turning on my GoPros, getting my net, just got off. Damn it. It was heavy. Just feels so relieving to get on the water. Paddle to the first rapid of the trip that's downriver. Hopefully it's easy so I don't have to like rejig everything and put my spray deck on. Right channel here. Doesn't look like the camping is too great on this lake though. Not that this is a great spot to look, but I think we lucked out with the spot we were at. Oh, just a tiny, tiny little pikey. There, got off. Just caught a little pike there. It's kind of fun. It was absolutely tiny. Little hammer handle. Big lake, but it's connected through a lot of these like little narrow sections. It's pretty cool actually. Reduces the risk of strong headwinds and waves.
Rapid coming up. I've read a trip report on people that paddled the South Seal and Seal. They said that they were all basically easy, but that they had very low water, and we here have high water. So if they said it was a class 1, that might bump it up to a class 2 or more. So Ted is way behind me. I feel like he's not paddling hard enough personally, but also maybe he's just been catching like a lot of fish. Oh snap, here's some current, some downriver. There's Ted way back there. Hopefully he's so far behind because he's just been hammering fish and he's got dinner already. This might very quickly be becoming a whitewater canoe trip. It's the rapids away a ways and I can hear it. Hopefully, I mean, as fun as it is, hopefully it's like a class 1 and I don't have to rig up some of my stuff. I could tie a few things down and that, but so feeling pretty good despite the late start, but probably done about 7K today, and we got to do like that 4 more times, 3 more times at least, so should be able to.
The first sign of current going the other way. Oh, no wonder I felt like it was hard to paddle. I've been dragging a fish. Walleye. So just caught a little walleye. I didn't realize I was dragging it for a long time. I kept checking and then I thought I had weeds, and so nice walleye, baby. Woo. Just blasted through almost 6 kilometers there. But you know, sometimes you got to break these things up mentally, because you're like, oh well, 6 times 4 is 24. Oh no, we're supposed to do 30, so we got to do that 4 more times today. But yeah, like with those conditions on the lake, that's just great. And it's really nice to be like actually on the first downriver current.
Busting out the single blade. Why don't you put it behind you like this? Just let it stick up. It's alright, it's like your rod is. Yeah, I would. If it was my paddle that was broken.
You broke my paddle.
Prove it!
Totally did. Probably just gonna fall out. Dude, look at that. Look how stupid that is. Jim's an ass. Took my paddle and then broke it, and then discovered that we had I was using his paddle because he returned my paddle to me. He's like, I don't have your paddle, Chad. I don't have it. It was up at his house, and but of course he did. Then he returns my paddle, but he returned his one, and they're basically identical. His is just a little longer, and but he lost the part for it, and so now it's duct taped together and I can't disconnect it. So pretty annoying. And now, so I have that stupid paddle sticking up the back. Obviously I can't run too many rapids like that.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah! So there's what we think are a bunch of walleye feeding in here. There's a hatch of these weird moths, and they're all floating down the river, and there's just tons of fish in here, and you can see their backs and their fins and everything popping out of the water as they eat them. I'm trying to catch it on camera, but it's not easy because you never know where they're gonna pop up. Wow.
Why aren't they taking my lure, dude? Whoa, I just saw a big one. This is insane. This is crazy. There's fish just rising up, eating a hatch of like moths or something, like literally all over the place. And
They're not hitting the spinner.
they're not hitting our lures. This is one of the times where fly fishing would be better.
I'm gonna go capture one of these moths. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, dude.
What do you got?
It's a tank.
Come on, let me film this.
Yeah! Giant walleye. It worked.
What did you use?
I captured 2 moths and put them on a jig head.
Amazing.
Nice walleye. Using these little moths to catch the walleye and putting them on this little jig head. Now it's actually really much too big considering, but it's what I had. I didn't want to change my clamp swivel. That's what I'm doing. And there's just tons of the moths here. So this is going to catch me a walleye for sure. All right, so guaranteed walleye here. Here we go. Boom. Tank.
Whoa.
Tank. Tank. Oh.
A jig head, and they're hitting it immediately.
Yeah! Woo!
Nice.
Spruce jig head. Woo! Good eating size.
Dude, this is so cool. Like, we run that super fun rapid. I prove you wrong about the paddle. And then we just see this scene, you know?
You idiot. You sent me your paddle.
What do you mean sent me?
You gave it to me. You're like, found your paddle. It's at my house.
So when would I have lost it? Just fell off when it was in my shed?
Yeah, probably. My paddle that you took.
How could you prove that that it was lost while it was in my possession?
Because it was. You brought it with the piece missing.
No, I didn't.
Been at your house for years.
Yeah, since you were the one who used it last.
Oh, dude, you used it since.
Look, first of all, yeah, I haven't.
You have since the Sean trip?
Never.
Yeah, you have.
I swear to God on my mother's life, I haven't used it once. The only other time I used it was when I brought it on the Puckasaw trip.
Well, that's the paddle you brought, so you should have to use it.
But you brought my paddle, so I think what happened is that you saw yours was broken and pulled the switcheroo on me.
No. I'm talking about you.
I'm just kidding.
Dude, I never lost the piece. These moths on here. Not even moths, I don't even know what they actually are. Fish time. Got one. Just jigging here. Yeah!
Yo, it's another tank. They're all huge, eh?
They're all about this
They're all
size.
that size.
Well, it's good. You pay attention to your surroundings, see what they're eating, and yeah, another nice one. Let's let them go. Yep.
Ted has figured out a strategy that he's putting these little moths on a jig head and they're hitting it immediately.
Yeah! Woo!
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Back he goes.
So yeah, these fish won't hit anything except these moths, even though they're going crazy. So Ted caught a bunch and put them on a little jig head, and then they're hitting it immediately. So I'm gonna do the same thing.
Baited him up. I've baited him Ted's guaranteed walleye thing. You're right over some.
Can't handle not catching one here. It's like I just can't do it. Oh, big old pike. It's pretty big. All right.
Bye-bye. Stay to the right and then cross from this point here. We just paddled this rapids. We gotta paddle all the way up here first, then around over to here, over to here. Big lake.
Yeah, so I say we just like go right to the in between the finger and the next island there. Sometimes islands can be tricky, eh?
Yeah, but they also offer a bit of protection.
Right. Yeah, if you can kind of island hop as opposed to paddling across a massive big lake.
Yeah, and then if it's windy too, you can take a break.
All right. It's raining to the northwest, and looks like it's probably going to catch us. Pull out our rain gear because it looks like we're paddling into the storm that's also blowing towards us. So we're just hoping we can make it across this lake before the storm comes. Banged off another 10K and we are across LeClaire Lake, headed back into the river, and I hear a rapid coming and it sounds pretty serious.
It appears the water is very high on the lake because all the trees are flooded in places up on shore. So it'll be interesting to see how this rapid is. I think normally it's probably not a huge one, but there's a bit of a turn and then it goes back. Might not be a portage, but it's like,
I don't know if it's a portage, but it looks pretty big.
yeah, man.
I don't know, it looks raging. Like we're gonna need to scout it.
Yeah, we need to scout and put on the decks.
What's that?
Maybe we should be scouting from the left. Dude, the water's so high.
It is, it's quite high.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, it's June, you know?
I know. Can I pull up there or what? There's space?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe just pull your canoe up on shore for me.
This is what the portage trail looks like right now.
The portage trail is underwater. Concerned about how high the water is. I mean, it is June, but it's late June.
You know, you get what you get, right? But you know, this is supposed to be like a class 1, a class 2.
South of here, they had got no rain and water levels were really low. So I was hoping it would be somewhere in the middle. But for such a high up lake on the river to have this much water, that would tell me water levels are quite high. And it means the portaging would also be much boggier and more challenging. And really, if we go slow and we're careful, it should be fine. But doing it on time would be pretty hard. We'll see. We're just going to scout this one now.
Maybe we can miss it to the right, but it looks advanced. But yeah, this is concerning, man. Like the waves on the seal, who knows, it might mean that like we have to portage all the rapids. I was hoping it was like medium water, but this is like, I don't know, man. This is almost like flood conditions, which is really dangerous.
Jim just saying this is like flood conditions. No.
Yeah,
dude, that rapid is huge.
Yeah, we can't run this. This is like flood. Like, I'm worried that
we're in flood conditions. I'm not happy about that, if you can't tell. Look at the forest. Oh no, Jen. This is supposed to be like a class 1.
you should probably run this, dude. You know? For your class 3 though, you're probably swamp in here.
I was hoping to get in a little warm up. Coming down the right would be the way to run it. Yo, this rapid goes like this and then it goes that way again.
Well, it appears the trip just changed gears.
Look at how long, it's so long, so high volume, and then it's just a 45-degree angle hold.
Rapid, but looks like we're gonna be portaging it. Let me show you why. Because of this.
That's like a class 4 corner.
This is the hardest part on the whole thing.
Yeah. July, we could probably run this, but being as remote as we are, it's too risky.
We have to portage this. Fortunately, it's pretty open and there's a bit of a trail.
So the high water helped us get upriver, and now it's really, really not helping us. Look at my hair. Couldn't go get it cut before COVID. Now it's out here just annoying me. Should have just cut it myself.
Don't come this way. Yeah, I say we just bail off this trail and go to the right. Isn't helping either, right? That was way easier because we actually had some solid ground. Blaze here, marking this.
Both sides.
Yeah. One on the other side too, it's older. Like, this is a trail here, and then it just goes into there.
Just manpower bulldozing the trees here to make a trail. Jim said, let's use the saw. I'm like, let's push them over.
This might be harder ultimately, but
maybe. Here, wait.
Careful, dude. That's pretty good, eh?
Trees will still live like this too.
Right.
this one too, or no?
Sure, I'm already into this one. You just float the canoes down the trail here.
Yeah. Look at these mosquitoes.
Oh, how many do you get there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You like a little bug spray?
I think I'm good right now.
No, I'm good.
Oh man. Oh, this is easy when you can just float your boat along the portage trail.
We're going to put our spray decks on because the rapid was raging and it was still a portage, but clearly we're going to need them. And there's another rapid up ahead. Feeling a little discouraged right now. I guess that's typical, you know, when you're not making the progress you were hoping and things are taking longer. So hopefully we can make up the time in the days ahead. But with the river being in flood, I'm a little worried about that, to say the least. And then I came over and my brand new GoPro fell on a rock and the lens smashed. So that was pretty depressing. Luckily the camera will still work, but it won't work underwater, and I'm gonna have to be worried about it being in the rain. And so that's what's really good about the GoPro, is they're totally waterproof. I do have another one, but it's a little finicky. So luckily Jim apparently brought a backup one, so pretty sweet. Nothing like horrible has happened, right? So you know, you start getting worried and pushing just because you're like, oh, I might miss my train or something. It's silly, and you start doing dangerous things. So we're just gonna keep moving as fast as we can, and probably a window will open and we'll pour on the coal and make some time. Hopefully the river starts to come down every day, and by the time we get to some of the bigger rapids, you know, on the seal, we'll still be able to make time on them and won't have to scout everything. It's probably what will happen. This is a bit of a pinch point, so the rapids raging here. Other ones could be easier because of higher water. So we will see. Let's get this deck on. There we go. The deck is on.
We were gonna make all this distance, and in the end we didn't even do 20 kilometers because we were faced with this rapid that's just raging, which we thought was gonna be like, you know, a totally navigable class 2. I'm a little concerned. I think we're gonna be able to do it. I think that maybe this rapid is a little bit different because of just the topography here and the mini canyon sort of nature of it. But overall, yeah, I think it's the best idea to get these spray decks on, get ready, and get to sleep early, get a super early start tomorrow, and see if we can't bang off 50K, and just, you know, try to get on a schedule where we're leaving camp early. Beautiful campsite here too, and we got a couple fish to eat, right? So I feel like it's a pretty awesome, like, bonding moment to be out here on a big expedition with my brother too. So there's a lot of good things. spray deck is made by Northwater. So they say a trip becomes an adventure when your planned endpoint and everything to get you there on time starts to become obscure. So ideally you don't want an adventure per se in that respect. And I think it's safe to say that this has definitely become an adventure. A lot of unknowns ahead now too with the super high water we're experiencing. Bugs are bad, canoes are breaking. Ted's GoPro Hero 9 brand new smash, so yeah, but you know what I mean, you gotta just keep giving her.
Wet socks off. This is dry shoes. It's just absolutely insanity. Absolute insanity. Using this little Explorer from the satellite phone store, and I'm in the absolute wilderness, and I'm doing a Facebook post to update everyone.
Pretty cool. You can actually send photos with this thing, so you get an internet connection from remote areas like this.
I'm actually blown away by how easy that was. I just installed the app, turn it on, beep, gets the satellite, put it down, connect, and post away. Super simple.
I just used a satellite beacon to connect with satellite internet and make a post to my Facebook page with photos from the wilderness. That is pretty cool. Almost as good as I was at home. So pretty amazing. Anyways, cool little thing that we're just kind of using out here and testing out and wanting to share our adventure with people in a more interactive way. Give people some real-time updates.
Shake it up.
Right?
That's so good. Yum.
You're just so tired, but you really need to. But then when you take a couple bites, you're like, oh yeah, I'm really hungry. And,
That's the purest here. Oh my goodness.
lost in it when I ripped it.
Yeah.